Hello everybody and welcome to another installment of the NASCAR Pokemon Cup Series right here on PCS London. The regular season is over and now the playoffs have begun. First up, it's the last chance qualifier live at the world famous Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Yes, I have chosen this track to host the LCQ. We do know, however, the second round and the big qualifier round for the Pokemon Cup Series Championship race in Zenjoltis will be in Daytona. But first, this is the last chance qualifier here at Las Vegas. Now, I was going to include only the drivers that did not win this season for Season 3, but I thought I'd mix things up a bit and include the All-Star Showdown field as well with a few changes. Here's the entries for the last chance qualifier. Leo Walker, Rod Houston, Seth Cole, Lily Erickson, Mason Wood, Justin Williams, Luke Walker, Dylan Young. They haven't won this season, all of them. Charles Jackson in the 30. He's racing here in the 30. He was the winner of Season 1 Super Snack 500. Gene Sanford in 31. She hasn't won this season. Lewis Gordon, who was Season 1's runner-up, but won the Pichu and Pony Palooza in the first annual running, and then 32. Nicole Williams, 33. Jake Smith is running the 34 today in the Showdown field. I don't remember who raced that before, but Jake Smith is in the 34. He's making his return to the PCS, to the Pokemon Cup Series. He even hasn't won this season. He isn't eligible to make it in, though, to the second round. He's already lost his ride. Barney Ward is back. He finished top 10 last season. Joseph Clark, same goes too. Justin Talonpass, he gets another chance at redemption here. Tim Freilich, Aaron Mason. Freilich hasn't won this season. Aaron Mason was last year's runner-up to Aaron Williams. Austin Ogo is usually driven the 60. I think usually driven by someone else, but Ogo is returning in the 60. He had started in the first 10 races of the season, but he didn't comment then. He lost his ride, and he's back now for another race. He isn't eligible to make it either to the second round. Ben Ward for last year's top 10. Derek Noel in the car driven by Interexpo in the Showdown. Interexpo won the Showdown and the All-Star race in Season 3, and now the 60. Now that Expo has a ride in the 39, replacing Jake Smith, Derek Noel will take over in the 66. Even if it does make it the top 4, he's not eligible. Max Skinner is back in the 72, runner-up from last year from the Showdown Season 3. Kyle Sanoski, Matt McMurray, the Season 1 champion. Shane Ray in the 77, he won Season 2 Super Snack 500. Chris Dollarton, and another regular who hasn't won this season. Brad Johnson, who has won another Showdown driver. Jason Posada is another Showdown driver. George Rourke and Pichu are also in the field. They both haven't won this season. Well, these guys are going to be act as competition, added stress to the ones who did not make it to the field. Since there's little left, there'll be only the top 3 drivers advance over to the second round. The top 3 non-winners advance over to the second round. The highest finishing 3 winners advance over. If we have a guy like Derek Noel, if we have a Showdown driver win the race somewhat, then the next highest one without a win will advance over. A regular, the Pokemon Cup Series Season 3 will advance over. The ones added in the field, the Showdown drivers, are added just to make things more special, more intense, and a lot harder to get through. So that makes it a little interesting. I decided to add that twist. And the winner of the poll for the last chance qualifier is Gene Sanford. On the outside will be the 66 Derek Noel. Starting third is Tim Freilich, and fourth Leo Walker. And then Dylan Young and Austin Ogo. Then Lewis Gordon and Jason Posada, Nicole Williams, and Max Skinner round out your top 10. And you see the rest of the field down below as Justin Williams starts in the 30th and final position. He'll have to work his way up. And now the playoffs are about to begin with those famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines.
And the cars are rolling off the track for three. It'll be for four spots. I remember I said three. I meant four. I actually meant four. I apologize that. Top four spots advance over to the second round. And this is the last chance qualifier. Last chance for the ones of the PCS Season 3 to make it into the win. The rest of the Showdown field is not eligible to win. I'll let you know who isn't eligible to make it. Who is? Sanford is one of them who is eligible to make it. We'll just have to wait and see. Here we go. 27 laps. And the last chance qualifier in the Pokemon Cup Series is underway. And right off the bat, Gene Sanford, Tim Freilich battling for the lead here. Only the top four advance over to the second round, and only the ones that have rides in Season 3, the ones in the from the Showdown, are not eligible to make it in. They will act as distractors to the other field. First lap going to Dylan Young. He led that first lap. Wow. How about Dylan Young? First lap led. Oh, here they come. They're slowing down. The caution's out for the first time today. Oh, Barney Ward upside down. He wouldn't be eligible to make. He isn't eligible to make it to the second round anyway, but this just adds insult to injury. Here's what happened. 4 wide on this field, and then Joseph Clark and Justin Talonpass get together. And wow. Ward goes for a wild ride, nearly at the catch fence. He finished the top 10 last season. That's how he got in this field. And, well, it's not showing why he is. It's just a bad start for Barney Ward. Didn't even make it through the first lap. Wow. At least it didn't involve a driver, a PCS current driver. At least that wreck did not involve a current PCS driver, because that would have been disastrous. That would have been disastrous. And if the race were to end right now, Dylan Young, Tim Freilich, and Gene Sanford would be and Leah Walker would be the 4 that make it into the field. They'd be the 4 drivers making it to the second round. And the second round, by the way, only the top 5 from the second round advance over, since there's already 5 in the championship race. The top 5 advance from the second round advance over. Only the top 4, the highest 4 PCS Season 3 drivers advance. That would be Dylan Young, Tim Freilich, Gene Sanford, and Leah Walker should this race end now. Lewis Gordon isn't eligible, but he is running in a 3rd place finish. He hopes to return for Season 4 somewhat. Here we go. The green flag will be out again here at Las Vegas. And I forgot to mention one more thing. The highest Showdown driver will get a reserve ride for Season 4. Regardless. That only applies to the ones in the Showdown, such as Charles Jackson, 66 Derek Noel, and many others. The others are going to have to race just for the spots, and they'll have to sign up for Season 4. Here they come towards the stretch. And it's Tim Freilich leading us to the green, to the stripe again. Justin Williams not having a great race. Unfortunately, he's might not join his brother along in the field. Leah Walker is going for the second spot. The top 4 have all been from PCS, and this is a perfect field that all 4 of them would get in, even if someone messes up. Dylan Young dropping to the 4th and final spot. The guy competing it now is Lily Erickson. Now the girl competing is Lily Erickson. Erickson trying to get into the qualifier to second round. Leah Walker, she is in the lead as the 31 Jordan Ippo. No, Gene Sanford. I'm sorry, I meant Jordan Ippolito. He's not in this race, but he did win Season 2 races. He won 2 races in Season 2, by the way. I apologize for that, but he missed out on the playoffs last time. Oh boy, here they come. Gene Sanford leading. These four in good condition. Kyle Sinoski is in fourth. All he's trying to do is just get a reserve ride for next season. Oh boy, Dylan Young and Gene Sanford battling it out. Young's been waiting for this a long time. Looking not to. Oh boy, Kyle Sinoski's going for it all. Sinoski now moving up to second, showing he could still race. And should he win this race or be the highest finishing showdowner, he would be he would get the reserve ride for season 4. But now Dylan Young is battling it out. And Gene Sanford slowing down below, and the caution's out. Wait a minute, the caution's out for the second time. And I think it was for runner-up last season, Aaron Mason. Yep. And you're not going to believe who spinned them out. The 13, Seth Cole. It's not been a great season for Seth Cole. It just doesn't get any better for him. He just hopes this season ends quick. But Aaron Mason, not so lucky for him. He spins out in the final corner and brings out our second caution of the day. And to add insult to injury, Justin Talonpass clips him from the bottom. Yeah. Not so good, isn't it? Great race so far, folks. And if this race were to end under caution now, it'd be Dylan Young, Tim Freilich, Lewis Gordon, and Gene Sanford moving on. Kyle Sinoski would get the reserve ride for season 4. Again, only the Showdown drivers that were in the Showdown that don't compete in season 3 of the Pokemon Cup Series but are added into this field get the reserve ride. So Dylan Young has to, well, the only way to get it, no, never mind. I will explain more in the comments, in the description below. And now we're back under green with, I think, 13 to go here. Dylan Young leading us to the green flag. He's got tough competition against Kyle Sinoski. The 35, Justin Talon, 35, has just retired from the race. The green is out. That was Barney Ward, the guy who flipped earlier. Tim Freilich, he's going for second. He wants it all. And it could be a battle for the reserve spot between Charles Jackson and Kyle Sinoski if Sinoski gets past. And Sinoski will get past. 3-wide battle. Charles Jackson wants more than the reserve spot, but he wants the win. Could this be good news for Dylan Young, though? Pulling away with 11 to go. Oh, and here comes Gene Sanford looking to make it in. And Sanford and Leah Walker owns the last, fourth, and final spot to get in the playoffs. She's getting past. The next competition she'd look out for is little Lily Erickson. Oh, Pichu's coming up quick. Brad Johnson under the apron, but saved it. Wow, saved by Brad Johnson. 3-wide battle for the fourth and final spot to make it in, but the 4 would get in. Dylan Young would be the winner if he pulls away with 10 to go in the stripe. Gene Sanford moving to second, trying to join, will probably join her brother in if she keeps it up in second. And now Leia has pushed Tim Freilich into the fourth and final spot, and look who's coming. Lily Erickson trying to get the fourth and final transfer spot. In a good position, she's on the bottom. Will Freilich hold on? 9 to go when we hit the stripe. And this is a battle for the reserve spot. It's between this Jason Posada and the 34 of Jake Smith. Who will get a reserve ride next season? It's going to be a battle. And 3-wide battle. Ericsson in good hands. Frelick, he's just knocked Frelick out of contention for that final spot. 3 wide. This could get ugly. Oh boy. This is going to get really congested. 8 to go. As you see, it's still all about Dylan Young and Gene Sanford. Sanford closing in. Frelick and Ericsson in good hands. They're in the top 4 spots. They're where they should be. Kyle Sinoski is trying to hang on to the reserve ride over Jason Posada. Oh, 4-wide battle between them. Brad Johnson trying to get in. He won Season 2 of the Pokemon Cup Series. No, Season 2 of the MLP Cup Series. He's going to be back for Season 3, but he wants to be in Season 4, the PCS. Oh, and now it's Austin Ogo, who didn't comment in the first 10. He could get a reserve ride, though, if he does finish highest over Kyle Sinoski. And meanwhile, the lead is closing in against Gene Sanford and Dylan Young. It's a battle for these two to win. Both of them would make it in if the race ended right now. Lily Erickson, the 4th and final transfer spot. And Pichu is trying to get that last spot too. Pichu wants at least one TA2 driver to make it in. He wants it. And in good company, it's Kyle Sinoski with the reserve ride right now if he keeps it up. There'll be 5 to go here in Las Vegas. The next flag ends it. Pichu and Chris Dollarton. Now it could be Dollarton's turn to compete for that 4th and final spot. Currently the 4 spots are occupied by Gene Sanford, Tim Frelick, Dylan Young, and Lily Erickson. And speaking of Sanford, she's going for the lead. She's got the lead. No, wait a minute. Young has got on the high side. There'll be 4 to go when they hit the stripe. The next flag ends it. And the caution is out. That was it. Gene Sanford wins. And Tim Frelick and Lily Erickson will advance over to the 2nd round. And Kyle Sinoski will be back next season in a reserve ride. Maybe, if none of them pit. And it's Shane Ray in the 77 that caused the caution to end the race. And another heartbreaker for Dylan Young. He loses another race on a caution. And no TA2 driver will make it in because Luke Walker gets clipped by Austin Ogo, which in turn sends Shane Ray into the wall and spinning and flipping. Shane Ray got in by winning Season 2 of the Super Snack 500. He was former reign of the Super Snack 500. Now that's taken over by Emma White, who by the way became the first female driver to advance. You see an onboard camera of Shane Ray. That was one hard flip, and that ended the race there, folks. And I don't think any of them are considered pitting. Gene Sanford is definitely not making the same mistake she did at Mosport. But she has got redemption here. Maybe. Because we might not go back under green. It happened with 4 to go. I'm not sure we're going to go back under green. And no, we are not going back under green. So the last chance qualifier is over. And Gene Sanford, Dylan Young, Gene Sanford, Dylan Young, Tim Frelick, and Lily Erickson advance over into the 2nd round. Kyle Sinoski won't be joining in on the 2nd round, but good news for him because he's a highest finishing Showdown driver. He gets a reserve ride for next season. So we'll see him again next season. But for now, this season, off the final turn to win the last chance qualifier in Las Vegas, it's Gene Sanford in the 31. and finally gets to join her brother into the field. Congratulations to Gene Sanford winning it here, the last chance qualifier. Dylan Young, oh so close, led most of the race, but lost it on the one he needed it most. But he does make it through to the second round. He'll have another shot at redemption. Tim Frelick comes third. He's the third driver to make it in. Kyle Sanofsky, like I said, will only get a reserve ride for next season. Season 4, he's not going to join in the field for the second round at Daytona. And Lily Erickson is, though, the fourth and final spot in. She'll advance over as the fourth and final transfer spot. Chris Dollarton came up just short, and this is the end of the season for him. This is the end of the line for him. A great two-season effort. He did spend 2 seasons at 78. It was a pleasure seeing him when he raced. I hope he signs up again next season. Hope to see him again next season. We're definitely going to see Pichu back next season, but now it's known that no TA2 driver will win a single race in the PCS Season 3. Tough break for TA2 Racing. They really wanted it to win, and they couldn't do so here. And Pichu, all of them are going to have to watch from the stands. Oh well, we'll see Pichu in the 99 stronger than ever next season. Max Skinner in 8th came up just short. We will see him back in the MLP Cup Series Season 3, though. Great effort for him. And we'll also see Brad Johnson back in the MLP Cup Series Season 3. Watch out for that. Derek Noel, a great effort for him in 10th in the 66. Hadn't he followed the comment rule and stayed and been very active in the comments, he probably would have advanced over the second round by now. Unfortunately, his season is over. He'll have to sit out, and he'll have to watch his replacement, George Rourke, take over the 88 for him. Jake Smith, Charles Jackson, Lewis Gordon, Mason Wood, and Seth Cole make up the top 15. And here are the last 2 drivers below. Shane Ray was 29th, and Barney Ward was 30th, dead last. Great seeing these guys again, racing their hardest, and well, only one had to win. Gene Sanford, but 4 could advance. Sanford, Dylan Young, Gene Sanford, Tim Frelick, and Lily Erickson moved on to the next round. And Kyle Sanofsky, even though they're not joining in the second round, he does get a reserve ride for Season 4, so expect to see him next season in the Pokemon Cup Series. So, that'll do it here from Las Vegas, the second round, where the top 5 winner drivers from the second round advance over to the championship race at Zen-Joltis. And like I said, the second round will be at Daytona under the lights. You won't want to miss it, and we'll see you later.